morning. Bear with me while I squint. I forgot my glasses in the vehicle and it's a long walk. On behalf of Mayor Glenn Murray and the Council of the City of Winnipeg and myself, I bring you greetings, and I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Jay Eady, my colleague on council, and he's the Secretary of Intergovernmental Affairs. There's Jay back there. I'd like to say that this is an exciting addition to our community airport. It complements the existing services and parking. It will enhance our profile, our airport, and our community worldwide. It puts $20 million into our economy and into our new community airport. It is a first-class hotel with an international reputation. And it is Lakeview's 5th hotel in Winnipeg and represents their significant commitment to our community. The covered parking will be most welcome and much appreciated by Winnipeggers and the traveling public alike. And the parking is to be completed for the Pan Am Games. And this is good because we'll need it. I'd like to thank you all for coming and participating in this event, and I would like to thank Lakeview for doing this, and we welcome you. Thank you.
Now, Sandy Hopkins.
Thank you very much, Murray, and welcome to everyone. It's a pleasure to see so many people out here today. Just an excellent turnout. Couldn't ask for better. Wonderful day, and certainly very pleased with the opportunity to talk to you for a moment or two about this incredible development. I want to thank our fellow speakers, Deputy Mayor Thomas and Jack Levitt, who will be following me in a moment. This particular development is of great significance. It really is the most important thing that's taken place at the airport in probably 15 years. As Lillian mentioned, a hotel of the caliber of Sheraton that will be participating with us as a partner here at the airport. The hotel itself, which we'll hear more about in a few minutes, will have 140 rooms. It will be 7 floors in height, and the projected completion is the end of this year. So if everything goes according to plan, the hotel will be open for the first of next year. And as wonderful a development as the hotel is, and as successful as I'm sure it will be, we're also particularly proud at the Airport Authority to be building a covered parkade. Lillian mentioned that that's something that's needed, and there are a number of communities in Canada that could argue they need covered parkade, probably none more so than Winnipeg. This will be completed in 2 phases. The first phase of the parkade, which will be directly behind the hotel, will be completed immediately. The work is already underway on it. It will be ready before the Pan Am Games. And we'll have approximately another I'm sorry, I forget the number of parking spaces it will have, but I believe it will do another 240 vehicles. There are about $2.5 million in capital costs associated with this particular phase of the parkade. The second phase, which will take place next summer, is going to be on the levels. The second phase will be 3 levels. That will represent an additional $5 million in investment. So when you add together the 2 parts of the parking and the hotel, it really is a $20 million project that will employ a number of people as it's being built and on an ongoing basis. It will provide tremendous additional service to the community and to our customers. We've had more requests than we can count, literally over the years, asking for covered parking here. It is something that has been wanted and needed for certainly many years. I'd like to take a moment and thank a number of people who are directly involved in this project, and they really come into a couple of categories. First of all, as an example of our continuing commitment to working with locals at the parkade particularly, and I want to take a moment to thank them. Airmaster Signs, Anco Consulting Services, Barkman Concrete, Cambrian Excavators, Steve Kohlmeyer from Kohlmeyer Associates, Peter Wastishin and Richard Tabinka of DS Lee Consultants, Lyle Hall from KPMG in Toronto, Drew Kringen and Lee Sigurdsson from McKim have been very helpful. Mercier Electric is involved, Nelson River Construction, Parking Pay Stations International, who will be installing a new parking system to receive payment for the time that people are in the parkade. And Robert Gabor and Kim Gilson from Taylor McCaffrey have handled the legal work for us, and Stantec have continued to thank some people who were instrumental in getting this deal done. This is something that has been in negotiation for some period of time to make sure that all of the parties were satisfied that it was a good deal and that it would be completed on time and on budget. Particularly want to thank Keith and Jack Levitt who were instrumental in this. The WAA board, the Airport Authority board, has been outstanding through the piece in terms of providing input and guidance, and there's a number of our directors here, and I want to thank them for their assistance. In particular, from the management team, we were introduced to Barry Feller and Warren Thompson, who were instrumental in the negotiations, and I must say that our President and CEO, Murray Sigler, who has been acting as our Master of Ceremonies today, played an instrumental role as well. And I want to take this opportunity to thank them and the rest of the management team, and to tell you and to tell the community that this completion of this arrangement is just really another example of the outstanding management that we have at Winnipeg Airport Authority. I've been involved in the Airport Authority business in Canada since the beginning 10 years ago, and have had an opportunity to get to know Airport Authority managements in every city in Canada. And I can tell you without hesitation that the management team that's in place here is the best that there is in Canada. We're very fortunate to have executives of this caliber working with us. I also want much deserved. I also want to thank the federal government who were instrumental in this. I think Russ Simmons is here representing Lloyd Axworthy's office. Transport Canada, we had assistance from Dave Murray at the region and Dave Bell at headquarters. A couple of the justice lawyers were instrumental in getting the documentation where we needed, Colin Morrison, Rob Lindy. Particularly want to thank the traveling public who are already being inconvenienced and will be for some period of time as we undertake this. There is unfortunately always some disruption and pain associated with these kinds of ventures, and I'm very appreciative of the patience of our customers. And there are so many others that I really better wrap it up there, or I'll be here for the rest of the morning and keep you from refreshments and the draw that's going to occur later. So with that, I thank you again very much for your attendance.
Thank you, Sandy, and for your kind remarks about management, which we'll remember come pay review. Sir, of our newest tenant and partner here at Winnipeg International Airport, Mr. Jack Levitt.
Well, thank you very much for making a very long speech, Sandy, because mine's longer. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Eady, distinguished guests and friends. It gives me great pleasure to have this opportunity to officially announce the construction of the Sheraton 4 Points Winnipeg Airport Hotel. As you can see, the hotel is now under construction and progressing rapidly. The 4 Points Sheraton is a relatively newcomer to the Starwood group of hotels. Starwood Group includes all of the Sheraton hotels worldwide, over 400 of them, all of the Westin hotels, all of the Caesars hotels, and quite a few others. It's a huge, monumental, new company. Our Winnipeg Hotel will enjoy all of the exciting programs offered by Starwood. We're now building phase 1 of a 200 rooms and suites hotel. As mentioned, the first phase is 140 rooms. A unique feature of this hotel will be an enclosed skywalk from the terminal building to our hotel and to the new parkade, which is, as you heard, now under construction. Lakeview was the originator of the skywalk system in Winnipeg. The first 2 skywalks were built across Carleton Street, connecting Lakeview Square with the convention center. That happened 25 years ago. Some of the features we will offer in the Sheraton 4 Points Hotel will be automated message system, fax and computer modems, 2 or more telephones in each room, secretarial service, free incoming faxes, a VCP in every room for use by our guests for their own videos or to use with our free Video Movies computerized system. The hotel will have a dining room and lounge. It'll have an outdoor seating area under a retractable roof. The hotel will have 24-hour room service, mini bars, 25-inch TVs, rooms with walk-in showers, meeting rooms, boardrooms. It will be very well soundproofed, as you can understand is very important. It'll have a first-class heating and cooling system. Parking will be covered and will be close to the hotel entrance from the parkade. The top 2 levels will have 18 suites of a unique design facing the city skyline. They will each have a bar with a refrigerator and microwave. Approximately 60 rooms and suites will be added as soon as occupancy warrants an expansion. Phase 2 will have an Ichiban Japanese steakhouse, one of 4 developed and managed by Lakeview at this time. Packages will be offered which will include staying at our Gimli Resort Hotel. I would like to thank Mr. Siegler and his staff and the Winnipeg Airports Authority Board for selecting Lakeview to develop this hotel and for their confidence shown in our company. I assure you, Mr. Siegler, that you will be proud of this facility and our service to airport travelers. I'll take this opportunity, if you don't mind, to tell you a little about Lakeview so that you'll have an insight as to the reason Lakeview was selected by the Winnipeg Airport authorities as the developer for this hotel. Lakeview has developed $1.5 billion in real estate since the company was incorporated in 1964, 35 years ago. 50% of this development work is in Winnipeg. Since 1974, our hotel division has developed 21 hotels with over 2,500 rooms, including this 4 Points Sheraton. 20 hotels are in Canada, 5 in Winnipeg, 8 in Manitoba. We now manage 14 hotels and expect to be up to 20 by the end of this year. I'm pleased to announce that Lakeview has established its own chain of hotels. They will be called Lakeview Inns and Suites and Resorts. 2 of these hotels are now under construction, one in Brandon, Manitoba, now nearing completion, second in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Our Gimli Hotel will undergo a name change to Lakeview Resorts in May. Other hotels are in various stages of development. This Sheraton 4 Points Hotel is the 4th Sheraton hotel developed by Lakeview. We opened 3 Sheraton hotels in 1 year in 1985. Our first hotel was the 410-room Holiday Inn, now known as the Crown Plaza, which is connected by Skywalk to the convention center. Of all of the hotels we developed, we consider the Winnipeg Airport Hotel to be one of our greatest achievements. We're very proud to have been chosen by Winnipeg Airport authorities to develop this hotel and thank them very much. I would like to make a special mention of an important individual who's been with me for 40 years. It's Mr. Lou Landa. Lou recently suffered a medical setback, but made it here today from the hospital with the help of his family. Thank you, Lou, for coming. We hope to see you back at work soon. I would like to acknowledge Keith Levitt, as you heard, my son, President of Lakeview, and Laurie Atkin, Vice President Development, who spent countless hours in negotiating this project. would like to acknowledge Warren Thompson and Barry Feller, who negotiated on behalf of the Winnipeg Airports Authority. And I would like to acknowledge Paul Dreger, Lakeview's construction manager, who's responsible for all of Lakeview's construction and is now supervising construction of 3 hotels. I also want to acknowledge Mr. Henry Traw. Henry has been with me since I opened the Sheraton in 1985. He is an expert hotel manager, food and beverage expert, and he will be responsible for the first-class cuisine and service that you will enjoy in this hotel. He managed the Radisson Hotel, which is one of our developments. He supervises the Gimli Resort. He supervises the Ichiban restaurant in Winnipeg. Would you say he's a pretty busy guy? I have voicemail and I get up quite a few times during the evening and something's on my mind, so I make a phone call and just dial the voicemail and leave messages all night long. But it never works for Henry. He's always there. The other day I called at 10 after 7. He was there. I want to mention Steve Kohlmeyer, the architect, and Ernie Keller, the contractor. They've been a pleasure to work with. Thank you, gentlemen. And of course, I want to thank my dear wife, Yetta, my daughters, Diane and Shelley, Keith's wife, Linda, for their complete and undying support. Thank you, everyone, for attending this saw turning. We will see you again at our official grand opening, at which time we hope to have the CEO of Starwood, a good friend of mine, Mr. Jürgen Bartels, to be here for the ribbon cutting. Thank you again.
Thank you, Jack. Just to wrap up the proceedings here before we go to ceremonial ground turning, you know, if we hadn't put the tent up, it would have been snowing today, I guarantee you. I apologize, there's no heat in it. Maybe it'll be warmer for the